All right.
Ooh-wee.
Been a Friday. It's been a week.
Quick on that record button.
Yeah.
Man.
All it takes is one time not to hit record and you don't have it. I have all the good stuff. So I don't want to do that again.
Oh man. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Last night, tonight, tomorrow night, today, tomorrow. And as always, it was popping, what's going on. Just cousins. What's happening, cousins? I hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all enjoying y'all's time. It's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting few weeks, but this week I got me a chuckle in this week. I was chuckle for me, but anyway, uh happy Juneteenth weekend.
Happy Juneteenth weekend.
I hope you had a good Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
Hope all is well. Hope you learned something
Yes.
about some history. As always, I'm joined by my ace, my right seat or left seat, depends on who's driving.
Hello, everyone.
And I also got on my Batman hat because that Flash movie dropping. And the OG movie Batman is in it, Mr. Michael Keaton. Only reason I'm going is because Michael Keaton's in it.
When does that drop?
This
Today?
today,
Oh, I didn't know. I did not know.
today, I bought my tickets a month ago.
No, you didn't.
Who didn't? Soon as that pre-sale dropped, I was on it.
What?
You thought some Jordans was coming out.
You got your ticket.
I got my ticket.
Can't mess around with Nike like that. You won't get no sneakers.
Look, I'm hot. I'm upset with Nike. Nike on some other stuff.
They are. They
On
really
some other stuff. I was trying to get those Miles Morales Jordan Red ones. I'm upset. I'm upset. It better be another drop. That's all I'm saying. It better be another drop.
Listen, my connect came in the clutch a couple of weeks ago. I gotta give it to them. But they said, hey, you want some pandas? I said, I need some more pandas. So I ended up being really, really nice and giving them to my son. My pair that I needed. You always need some pandas to go with whatever. But I gave them to him. So I'm just like, go back on GOAT, see how much they are. Why am I paying double the price?
I'm not doing it.
I can't.
I'm not doing it. And that's another reason I'm mad with Nike. Because the pandas dropped like 5 times this year. And it was even 6 months into the year and they dropped like 4 times.
They have.
So I'm telling you, these Miles Morales better drop again. I'm telling you.
We need to connect at Nike for sure because we need to talk. Like, what's the problem?
I'm about to boycott.
Yeah.
I don't get my Miles Morales. But anyway. Did I tell you? Never mind. I told you. I told you when I came back out, the animal control was out there, right?
You did.
In the back seat. They was in the back seat. Genie in the bottle was in the back seat.
Really?
Oh yeah, I told you. You thought I was playing? I told you where they was going. I told you when I walked in the store, I told you where they was going. And when I came out, they was in the back seat.
Yeah. Because it was showtime.
Yeah, old Christina Aguilera want to be inside joke. The inside joke. I'm sorry. Let's go and get this started. Let's get this going. Part 2. We're gonna talk about mental health. We want to talk about mental health.
We definitely want to continue the mental health series. It's a lot going on in our everyday lives and work and family, all of that good stuff. So, we just wanted to continue on with the conversation and try to help other people and to help ourselves too through the process.
Absolutely. I was just talking to my friend last night, and because I was telling him about the podcast, and he was interested, and he was like, "What's he was like, what was the latest topic?" And I was talking about mental health, and he just recently retired, like officially retired in January.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was telling him we was talking about mental health, and yeah, it's a lot. Being in the military, it's a lot, and it's a lot of assumptions and misconceptions about people that's in the military, and like how like I don't know why, but everybody thinks we make all this money, and everybody thinks that we have like this world class healthcare system, and like we have our problems just like everybody else has their problems, and we don't make gobs about money like everybody thinks, and like we have, we deal with a lot, we deal with a lot of personalities, and we constantly changing because
Yes.
we constantly move. We move every 3 to 4 years, depending on some people. But even if someone doesn't move, someone else is moving.
Yes.
So it's constant. Like you're constantly dealing with new people, new personalities, and you never know who you're gonna get that's in charge of you, or you're in charge of, or you have to work with.
That is true. I just was having a conversation with my daughter earlier because her friend is going on her first deployment, um, I guess by the end of the year.
Hmm.
And we were just sitting up here talking, and I was just like, it's just something, but it's going to be an adjustment. And, you know, it's not do what I want to do in the military either. You are going to, do different things outside of your comfort zone. So, um, it is a huge life adjustment for a lot of people. And it has its uh downfalls, and I think it has its benefits too. We were talking about that because I was just like, for us regular people, we're paying for college most of the time. And
Hmm.
you guys, y'all have that benefit if you want to go to schooling, they'll
Hmm.
with that. So that's a good advantage, but things like that, I guess
But
on the outside it looks good. It looks
yes, yes, you can go to school. There's a cap. There's a cap to how much per semester you can spend, and then if you try to pursue, once you start getting into like masters and higher, there's a cap, and some of those programs, I know people who had to pay out of pocket to cover the additional costs because they capped out at their benefit.
really.
Yeah, it's not all free. Like you know what I mean? Like
So I just assumed that it was all free. Like you
no, no, no.
set for
There's
life.
there's a yeah, there's a cap amount that you can spend every semester.
Really?
Yeah, so you gotta choose your schools wisely. Most of the schools, because you're military, they want that tuition. You know what I'm saying? They'll drop their tuitions for military because they know that you're gonna get that guarantee. They know they're gonna get that guaranteed money if you go to their school.
Yes.
But once you start getting into higher degrees, you know what I mean? There's a cap, and it may not always be free, and you may run out of your benefit money, and you got to come out of pocket for the rest of that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Didn't know.
yeah,
Didn't
man. There's a whole. I'm telling you, we might have to do an episode, and I invite some of my military friends, and they can, you know,
yeah.
they're willing, they can speak on their experiences because I'm telling you, it's a lot that everybody doesn't know, and I know we're getting off topic.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot like
It's good to know. It really is. But I just think that you guys deal with a lot of different things, um, with different personalities. Of course, regular people doing jobs too, but we're not even prepared to deal with when we go to school, for instance, for me, I wasn't taught in college, you're going to experience multiple personalities, and the people uh having issues and different things of that nature. So how to deal with that, they don't prepare you for that in college. I know for me they did not. So it was a big slap in the face, like you got to deal with it how you can deal with it at that particular time.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I had my fun and I didn't have my fun.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of learning curves, and sometimes you really don't recognize the politics that you play until like after and you've already started doing the workplace politics.
Mm-hmm.
Usually like I really didn't start getting into like the workplace. I tried to avoid it, but start getting into workplace politics like as you progress more, and yeah, and then like because you're the one that has to make these decisions, and you are responsible for things, and you have these responsibilities and these, so like, and then you have to start playing these politics and stuff like that. So, and that's when like starts to get a lot. And then we're not like my friend that I was talking to last night. He finished out his career as sexual assault and harassment uh prevention advisor.
Okay.
So anyone that had a concern or may have had an incident within his that was in his footprint, you know, came and talked to him about it.
Yes.
That's a whole nother layer of, he hadn't to hear these incidents and these stories,
Yes.
and so like it's it's quite a lot.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot being an HR period, dealing with people. But when you add the layer of dealing with sexual assaults and victims, and are you going to press charges and all of the investigations, it gets a little tricky. I know it does. So, you know, I know it's a lot, and you have to have the right mindset. I know, you know, when I was having different things happen to me in the workplace with different people, I definitely was not ready for it, because I was a person that was just like wear my heart on my sleeve, and just allow people to run over me. And it's just like when you would go to HR, oh, we'll talk to them. And it was just so many times where it's just like it went too far. And
Mm.
I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna let it happen anymore. Like, you're gonna have to discuss it, or it's going to go into my hands.
Mm.
Meaning I'm not going to address it how you're going to address it. I'm gonna go directly to the person, no matter if we're in a meeting or not. I'm gonna be professional, of course, but it's some things that sometimes people aren't ready for. I know when I was dealing with some issues, the HR person told me, she said, India, I never wanted to be HR manager. And she
Mm.
actually quit because they were going to promote her into that position.
Mm.
Quit because she didn't want the responsibility.
Mm.
And I just was floored because I'm just like, you don't want that money? I know they get paid good money. And the person that had it put before her. So it's just like, I get it to a certain point. But there are things that come with being in leadership as well. A different level of accountability, integrity, character. I keep saying that to different people because sometimes we get lost. And I think sometimes here recently with COVID, it has gotten lost as well.
Mm.
And we can't blame it all on COVID, but I think that
Mm.
a lot of people got comfortable during COVID
Mm.
because their paycheck was still going to go in whether they did work or not, to a certain point. So yeah, I totally get being in leadership and following what you need to follow, the rules and regulations. Like, it gets a lot for us as regular people to, okay, how do I handle life, home life, business life? And I always say I leave my work problems in the car and I leave my home problems in the car, meaning I don't bring them home. Whether how I'm feeling when I get in the car, ride home, whatever. Now I'm working from home, but when I would do that drive, it would be a relief for me, an hour drive one way back and forth. So, I can sing in the car, I can do whatever, but I stopped allowing the problems at work to come home, or the stress with me, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to get paid. Whether that direct deposit is not stopping. Now, when it stops, I'll have a different opinion, but it that just wasn't happening. So that's my take on it.
Oh yeah, we like the first and the 15th.
Yeah,
because that's when we get paid. We get paid on the first and the 15th, and when you hear somebody say that, first and the 15th,
that's what's important.
that's what's important. I don't care what you got going on. Like, you know what? On the first and the 15th, I'm still gonna get paid.
Yeah.
And anyway, leadership is different. And it's different in the military because leadership in our leadership is more immersive in our subordinates. Whereas I've heard in, like, when it comes to like leadership in corporate, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's it. Right? That's where they draw the line. Like, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing your responsibilities at work, that's where the line draw. Our line doesn't stop there. You
Okay.
know, if something's going on at home, like, we're trying to fix it.
Okay.
If you got some type of issue in your home life, we're trying to fix it. If something happens, you have to come. Well, we encourage that you bring that stuff to leadership so that way we can be proactive about getting it resolved quicker.
Okay.
Like, if you're not showing up to work on time, why are you not showing up to work on time? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna get reprimanded, but what's going on? And we can figure out how we can resolve it and make sure that you're coming to work and you're in a positive attitude, and you're able to accomplish the mission, because everything's about the mission in the military.
Okay.
So whatever we have to do, what I mean? So, like, there's many times, like when I was a drill sergeant, what I'm saying, there was a trainee who didn't have any money because he when he came in, he added his mom to have access to his account, and his mom was taking his money out of his account. And, like, even though as in basic training, you still pay for your haircuts. You
Yeah.
still pay for any toiletries or hygiene items that you need. You still pay for all that stuff while you're in basic training. So, like, he didn't have any money, and then, like, it got to me, and it was like, why you got no money?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, well, my mom has access to my account, blah blah blah, yada yada. Got it. So this is what we're gonna do today, right? Once we finish this training, you and a battle buddy and we're gonna take you over to the bank. We're gonna open you up another account,
Wow.
and then we're gonna set up your direct deposit so it goes to that account. And if you decide that you want to continue to kind of help your mom, you can allot a certain amount of money to go into that account that she still has access to.
Yeah.
But once we do this, no more of your money is going to that account unless you stipulate a certain amount.
Yes.
And we took care of that day.
know that's right.
You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. And I get calls after work about from my subordinates and sometimes my peers and my seniors about stuff that's going on, and they call me and I'm all right. How can I help you? What can I do? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk like mental health as leaders in the military, like sometimes some leaders, because I'm not going to speak for all,
Yeah,
but we take on
that
problems of others
responsibility.
we take on problems of others and to help them resolve their problems or whatever it is. And sometimes we can't fix everything.
Hold on for 1 second.